slash U.S. agent slash John Walker slash Wyatt Russell.
That other time.
So mutants are the new Mephisto, is what
I
I've
knew
discovered.
Alex was going to react to that.
Hello and welcome to the Lunchbox TV's reviews of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, starring Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. I am with Lou.
What's up?
And Michelle.
Hello.
And we're here to talk about the most recent and exciting action-packed Marvel Studios Disney Plus TV show. Or whatever format you're going to watch it on. So let's start with everyone's thoughts. What did you think about the episode?
I can go first, I guess. I thought, in my humblest opinions, it was a perfect first episode. We get the action in the beginning, and then we go through the characters where Bucky and Sam has been in their life. We get introduced to the Flag Smashers, our villains, and then to just end it off, we end off with the new Captain America. So something to always look forward to for the next episode. So yeah, perfect first episode for me.
I'm gonna humbly disagree. It wasn't a perfect episode for me, actually. I found myself disappointed, truthfully, because all the trailers made me be like, yes, they're buddies, they're hanging out, they're having like that banter, that back and forth. So it was disappointing to me that they're not together by the end of this episode. I thought the first episode would be like setting up their individual bits and then like put them together right at the end of the episode, so that leading into the next episode, they're together and we get that like adjusting to being together that I think is going to be really fun for this show. And then knowing that it's only 6 episodes, I'm like, wow, we lost a lot of time that could have been them together. Like that actually bums me out. So while I liked a lot of it, that part to me just felt like I was disappointed. I'm ready for them to be together already. Like I want that. So.
All right. So I'm going to disagree with Michelle now. All right. This is how it's going to go. So I think that the first episode, in my opinion, it was important to keep them apart, but definitely include the part where the therapist goes through Bucky's phone and you find out that Bucky is just in this like a downward spiral where he doesn't even want to talk to the closest person that could be considered a friend to him at this point, because with Steve gone, he has no one that he can basically identify with or confide in. So with Sam being the only person there for him and actually reaching out, you get a sense of where Bucky is mentally in the show. However, seeing as how it's only 6 episodes, it did change my opinion of the show, where it's like, well, we've only got six episodes. You got to be building up some more stuff. I got to see John Walker punching some children like right now so I can start hating him really quick. But that said, we'll see how the rest of it goes. I'm intrigued. I was really happy to see the state of the world just roughly half a year after the blip or snap. It was just fascinating to see what, like, the socioeconomic and political implications that this whole thing has reached. It's just wild to think about, and yeah, I can't wait to hear more about it. And that said, it wasn't all just filling in the gaps. We had a tremendous set action piece at the beginning with Falcon being chased down by a few helicopters shooting at him while he's trying to save some captured person of high rank and importance. And we also got to see George St. Pierre return as Batroc the Leaper. And he left in this episode. He left from, or leaped. He jumped out of the plane.
He did.
Yeah, and it was like Tanuki suit Mario. Squirrel suit. That was cute. But it was really cool. it actually set the stage for like to me it was like, okay, Falcon is a soldier. He's going to be killing people. No qualms about that. All right, that like this makes sense. He's sort of special forces military. Did you two enjoy this part of the show?
I liked it a lot. It was fun and exciting at the same time. I thought the little squirrel suits were, at first I was like, wow, you're
the Tanuki suits.
You really think you're gonna outrun the Falcon in a squirrel suit? Like, what's your game plan here? I at first was not on board for that. I just thought that was so stupid. But then, like, as I'm verbally saying aloud, like, what are you doing? The helicopter shows up and I was like, oh, okay, you had a plan. And I loved, like, that was a pretty long sequence and I really, really liked it. I'm a big fan already of Torres, the military guy who's in the car trying to help, because he's wholesome. He's got Jimmy Woo vibes for me, and I really like just like their banter back and forth between him and Sam, especially after this whole throwdown, their kind of banter at the cafe. I really, really liked that. And I want, like, because we don't necessarily have like sidekicks at this point, because like Captain America's gone, so he doesn't have a sidekick. Like Torres to me feels like Sam's sidekick, and I like that relationship already. I'm already invested in it for some reason. I just think they're a nice pairing. So I thought it was a great introduction to the show.
Fun fact for Michelle. I don't know if you know this, but Torres in the comics actually becomes the Falcon.
Oh, okay. So yes.
I am not actually that familiar with it, but I know that happens, that he becomes the Falcon, but he's sort of kind of mutated, a weird Falcon version. I'm not too sure, but
he was experimented on. It was like Red Wing and the Falcon, and Joaquin Torres. They were both like cross mutated, and he turned into Falcon 2 like a bird during the time. Sam Wilson was Captain America.
So a mutant.
I love it. I love it. So the sidekick vibes make sense then. What they're establishing with their relationship makes sense for the comics, and for someone not knowing that, it comes through in the show already. So I really like that. I like it more.
Anyway, back to the action scene. It was great. Like opening sequence, you have that. If that is kind of what the action is for the first few minutes of that of this series, then I can't wait for the next 5 episodes, which like Michelle said, hopefully by episode 2, before even like the middle of it, we get the Sam and Bucky getting together and starting this whole thing, because you guys are right, there's only 6 episodes, 5 episodes left, and it almost makes me feel nervous. But as far as the action, it's back to typical MCU high octane. It was great. Yeah, I loved it.
So soon after that scene, we got to see Sam donating Captain America's shield to the Smithsonian. So he decided not to carry on the mantle of Captain America, although he is definitely like living under that enormous shadow. He got a chance to talk to this episode's big cameo, and that was Don Cheadle as Jim Rhodes. And he had a lot to say. How'd you guys like it?
To be honest, I was kind of sad. I have these vibes that for some reason, this is like watching the episode, I feel like the government is setting up Sam to fail. I think they're gonna go through maybe some racially motivated decisions. So I think that Sam is eventually gonna get that shield, but there's gonna be some sort of kind of weirdness in between when he gets that shield that the government is not gonna like, because as we know, after that dude said thank you to Sam for donating the shield, it's the right thing to do. We see him give it to John Walker at the very end, so this is going to be intriguing.
Yeah, the thing that I thought of when I was watching that part in particular was just kind of the correlation between Sam giving up the shield and Spider-Man not giving up Tony's glasses. because those, like, the similarities between those relationships kind of struck a chord with me, and they both were gifted this, like, this symbol, but also this really powerful object. So it was interesting to see, you know, a young kid grapple with that decision, and then like a more mature adult grapple with that decision and kind of come to like the two different conclusions, I guess you can come to. So I liked it for that reason of, he's like, this is too much for me, and I recognize that right now. And I thought that was really, like, for lack of a better word, mature of him to make that decision.
It's actually a great comparison. I didn't think of that, Spidey with the glasses, but yeah, it really puts things into perspective. It also hammers home the point that Falcon is also dealing with his own loss, I guess, and his own trauma. Same situation with Bucky, who we see as part of his sentence. He's forced to talk to a therapist who really gets on his case for not really following their agreed upon rules as they should be. Bucky really walled himself off from friends and just any sort of form of friendship. But we do see that he's struggling with PTSD. He's having his nightmares of being the Winter Soldier and killing quite a few people. Did this strike a chord with either of you?
As someone who's been in therapy, the interaction between him and his therapist, just like, that made me chuckle. I adored it. Just like, no, don't take notes. Like, I'll talk, just don't take the notes. Because that is like, at least in my experience, like, please don't take notes. What are you writing about me? Like, that makes me anxious. And it was so, like, it added this layer to his character, but also this levity to the episode, where it's funny that they were having that hilarious, like, back and forth of like, don't take notes, I swear I'm doing things, but also him being so not wanting to be forthcoming with his, like, nightmares that he was having. I adored that scene, and the kind of cut between of him being like, yeah, rule one, I did this, and rule two, I did that, and we get to see him do those things, and just him being like, yeah, you're part of my making amends, like, through the car window after he just beat them up. Oh, that felt really Marvel to me, I would say.
Yeah. The jokes were also very well placed. Like, you know, it's not like offbeat and you're just like, what? Where's that joke coming from? But it was very, very well placed. I really like that scene because, as we all know, Bucky has been the Winter Soldier for all these number of years, and for him to kind of function normally in society, he can't just, you know, turn it off. There has to be, like, his PTSD is showing, and I like that because there was, I can't remember what movie, but he was asked about, like, the people he killed, and he's like, he remembers all of them, and it shows that this is probably the reason why he hangs out with Yuri, because he killed his son point blank. So I think it was a really great scene and really powerful one too. So I liked it.
And to answer your question, Lou, it was actually Tony Stark who asked Bucky if he were even remembered.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The emotional climax in the Captain America Civil War. I feel the exact same way as the two of you. Like, it was an important scene to stress across just where Bucky's at, and why no one that I've seen is really asking why he didn't take up the mantle as Captain America. He's definitely further down that pole than Sam is. But let's talk villains. This episode, besides Batroc, it did have another villain. It's actually an introduction, and it's a group of I suppose terrorist villains that kind of what do you call those spur of the moment dances that was really hot on YouTube?
The flash mob.
Yeah, flash mob. Yeah, there was like a terrorist flash mob for the Flag Smashers. Joaquin Torres was using his cell phone with the AR technology to see the Flag Smasher symbol. And yeah, the flash mob happened, and we got to see this big dude with long hair, wearing the mask. He just jumped out of like a two-story window as if it was nothing, and just throw police officers aside and almost kill Joaquin. And yeah, he didn't say anything. We didn't get much, but we do know that this is a terrorist organization that wants basically the same principles that Thanos wanted, like half the population, or at least open borders, more freedom. There's too many people on Earth. So this might take a dark turn. What are you guys guessing where this is going to go?
I have kind of two thoughts in this. First, actually, not the thoughts, but the Flag Smasher in the comics is an actual character, right?
Yeah.
So they just use this as more of like a collection, as like the group Flag Smash. But I like the way it's set up, because the first thing in my mind was like, oh my god, mutants, which is not right. It could be, but the most likely answer is probably another version of the super soldier serum that's been kind of probably reproduced or something. But I like that they have powerful enemies coming towards us, and with the same principles as Thanos, even scarier.
I don't think I have anything to add, because I took it all at face value. I was like, cool, dude's strong, he's a bad guy, let's see what happens. And that was really it for me. It didn't really set off any additional prediction bells or anything of that nature. I was like, okay, I want to see them fight.
So no Mephisto.
No Mephisto this time. Right. I'll come up with some other thing. We'll get there. I'm not there yet though.
There was this weird rumor about the girl Erin Kellyman who plays one of the Flag Smashers. Mm-hmm. It was probably so dumb that it won't, they won't show it in the series, but apparently she is playing Bucky's granddaughter. And then my first thought was like, Bucky didn't have a date in 73 years, so who is the parent? So it's probably really stupid, but it's something to look forward to with her character, who she might be. Let's put our tinfoil hats, but yeah, nothing yet as of now. But
so what's the Mephisto mention?
No, tiger related. There was a tiger mention.
Where? I missed
tiger.
It.
Oh, you need to rewatch it. All I have in my notes: tiger photos - Bucky. There's something to do with Bucky and tigers.
Oh, Michelle's back.
It continues.
Oh,
Michelle,
shoot.
Come on.
Oh no,
Michelle is back.
I know my theory. Tiger Mephisto. I'm ready for it.
Michelle
it's fine.
Is back.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I'm gonna go back and comb through everything clip by clip. I didn't feel like I had to for this one, so I'm unprepared with tigers. Darn it. That would have been great for me to have that and be like, there was a tiger. Oh man, now my my nerd cred's just out the window. I'm just
All right, let's get to this touching moment. Sam and his sister Sarah, they're trying to get a loan because Sarah's fishing business, it doesn't seem to be getting enough money, and you know what, I was thinking that it makes sense that during the blip, with half the fishing, half the fish is just wiped out, the business must have dropped tremendously for her because she stuck around in those 5 years. So now that the business is actually going under, Sam is being accused of trying to make his own set of amends, similar to Bucky, but this time to his own family for not being there, for being a superhero and flying around doing that fun stuff. And with the collections agent, he was trying to get his Avengers cred to help him with a loan, which didn't work out and made him look kind of stupid, and the collections officer looked kind of like a jerk. Are you guys as upset as I was watching that?
I thought it answered some really interesting questions about the reality of being a superhero in that time. Because they're like, did Stark not pay you? And he was like, no, we just did it. And that, they lived in the Avengers Tower and they had all these things, but I guess there were no real financial contingency plans. So with Stark being dead, who's bankrolling everything? I just thought that was really, really interesting. The implications of that were fascinating. And then also he works for the government. So, shouldn't the government pay you enough and have helped you? I don't know. There's just so many questions as to why he's so financially unstable.
He's broke, basically.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that mean, but yeah, while he's so broke, even though he works for the government, he's an Avenger. Like that apparently doesn't solve everything. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I agree with Michelle, and just that was this part of the this scene was another great character development scene for Sam, or for the series. And then like how you pretty much died for the sake of the universe, you come back and you're broke. That's really sad to me, like the sacrifice you did. And Pepper, can't you just give them a allowance or something? But because you're one of the richest people in the world, I mean, Wakanda, I mean, the late King T'Challa is worth 80 billion, so could have he just spared some change for like all the other heroes, like set up a fund? But yeah, it was really sad.
Yeah, well, Sam mentioned something about just living off the good faith,
the goodwill.
The goodwill of the people. Yeah. All right, well, good luck with that one, Sam. Now, let's talk about Bucky's hot date with Leia, which was set up by his friend Yuri. When I first watched this scene, I thought Yuri was gonna end up being like some sort of like, former army friend of Bucky's.
That's originally what I thought too.
Yeah, but it didn't turn out to be the case. Yuri's actually the father of someone who the Winter Soldier had killed, and Bucky's making amends, but he can't quite bring himself to say anything to Yuri. But he does go on this date with Leia, and it just doesn't work out as he leaves abruptly, because she does start talking about Yuri's killed son. How do you guys feel about this one?
Poor dude.
Yeah.
Finally gets a date, and then he gets triggered. But I mean, I like that he's trying to honestly right his wrongs, even just hanging out with the dude's dad, right? So that was another cool character moment for Bucky. Yeah, that's all I can kind of say in that scene.
I'm interested to see how Bucky's relationship with Yuri plays out, because it seems like Bucky is his replacement son right now. Like they kind of have that father-son relationship. And it makes me sad and worried that Bucky eventually telling the truth is going to hurt Yuri even further, as opposed to just telling him outright instead of developing this relationship with him and then saying it. So that makes me a little nervous, just like emotionally, because I don't want to deal with that. But I also hope it goes well, that maybe Yuri, knowing that Bucky is a good person and all of these things, Bucky's kind of able to explain, like, it's not his fault, but he's still so good in making amends, even though like he didn't choose to do it. It just was his body that did it. If that's how at least I'm understanding it. So I hope their relationship, like I care more about their relationship than like Leah and Bucky. I don't care. Get out of here. Yuri and Bucky are for life. I hope. Yeah. I adore the two of them. And I'm also worried, honestly, anytime there's like an older mentor character, I get nervous for their safety. So I just hope Yuri is safe and is okay, because that would make me sad too.
And Bucky has a friend sort of in his age range in reality.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Yeah.
He's 100, what is he? 105?
109 or something he said.
So now let's talk about the debut of one Captain America / U.S. agent / John Walker / Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son. I didn't know until today. That was crazy.
I knew.
Yeah, but just that douchebag smile, like you knew you were gonna hate him regardless. We'll see if he gets the chance to turn things around on us, but I get some Homelander vibes on this one.
I'm so glad you said that, because that is exactly what I thought. I was like, not this again. No, we just dealt with that with the boys. No milk, please. He has vibes of being unsettling. Like, the actor himself has a face that I do not enjoy looking at in anything I've ever seen him in, though he's like, everything I've seen him in, I enjoyed his acting. He's always played characters that I dislike immensely at their core. So the moment I saw his stupid shit-eating grin, I was like, oh my God, it's this guy. So yeah, he's gonna be bad. He's gonna be a bad time. I'm just curious how bad he's going to be. Like, is he villain bad, or is he just like besmirching the name of Captain America bad? That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah, Michelle described it perfectly, and I'm really excited for this because comic fans know that John Walker is a bit of a psycho, and I would like to see this play out in the series. And he does have a really douchey face that you want to punch, and right away with that wink, I'm like, oh my God, I already want to punch him in the face. Plus, he's gonna be the kind of the anti Captain America. I don't know if you saw it, but he actually had a handgun when he was introduced. So this Captain America will have a gun.
Will straight up murder.
The opposite of Steve Rogers.
So he'll better represent America.
Yeah, this is Captain America. This is the real.
Right on.
This is a thing that I just need to say for just people who. So okay, here's the thing. We play a game in my household called Chalk It Up. So anytime you're watching something and you see an actor that you've seen in something else, if you're able to name what they were in, you get a point. Chalk it up. So here's the thing. The amount of actors in the MCU that are in Black Mirror is absurd. Is actually absurd. If anyone has watched Black Mirror, there's not that many highly recognizable actors. Like, in every episode, you don't usually see somebody you recognize. There are 8 recognizable MCU actors in Black Mirror.
There's 2 in this one.
Yeah, 2 in this one, which I'll literally never be able to unsee Anthony Mackie banging his friend in VR. But the friend that he bangs in VR is Palm Clementif Mantis. So, like, yeah. Mantis, Letitia Wright Shuri's in one. Benedict Wong, Wong is in one. Daniel Kaluuya is in one. Mm-hmm. So he's from Black Panther, for those who don't know. Then Haley Atwell's in one, opposite of Weasley, randomly. And now we have Wyatt Han Russell in the MCU. So that's my conspiracy theory, is like, what's going on there? Why Black Mirror and MCU? I don't get it. It's interesting to me. That's it. That's all I had to say.
Love it.
Quite the crossover.
It's wild. It's absolutely wild. I don't understand, because there's so many actors. Why that many from the MCU in Black Mirror specifically, and vice versa?
Predictions, right? I don't really have anything.
I kind of have one. One prediction, and I'm not gonna take credit for this, but it's interesting. Somebody I saw it on Twitter. The shield, right, that Cap gave to Sam. So there's this idea that since Cap probably formed another timeline, that shield wasn't made of vibranium, but rather like the original shield, adamantium.
Oh.
Is there gonna be the mutants from that other timeline?
So mutants are the new Mephisto, is what I
knew Alex was going to react to that. Mutants.
You know, before the show started, I read people talk about like Department H and like, oh, could Wolverine be part of it? Could, you know, all that stuff. It's like, guys, just going to be a Captain America, you know, centric story and stuff. And like, but Madripoor, no. Madripoor.
Wait till we get to Madripoor.
Right, I can't wait for that. We'll see what happens. But as for mutants, like, I couldn't even guess which property they're planning to debut mutants, you know, on, because I don't think it fits Doctor Strange. I have no idea. But thanks for ruining my day.
So if somebody knows something about a theory about mutants, I'm like, I'm over it. I'm like, yeah,
you're like, give me it. Give me
yes,
the mutant
you make
theory.
sense, buddy.
The only, like, this isn't a true prediction because I'm not really basing this off of anything, But I feel like this one is going to have more MCU cameos than WandaVision did. Just like random people pop it in.
I think so.
Just because with Rhodey being in the first episode, I didn't expect to see him in that capacity. So I just feel like that will be something that happens going forward. We're going to get little snippets from random people just like pop it in. Hey, what up, you two? Like, good job.
We know that Sharon Carter is going to play heavily on this series too, right? So
yeah, exactly.
I mean, don't forget, besides Rhodey, we also saw Batroc.
Yep.
In this episode. So that's like another cameo. Yeah, this might actually be a cameo-heavy show, maybe more so than WandaVision, because like WandaVision was kind of cut off from reality. So this one's going to be like a globe-trotting kind of action adventure show. So yeah, we'll see who else pops up besides
I can't wait
Sharon.
for that, like that chemistry between Bucky and Sam eventually. Like
Mr.
Michelle said, hopefully by episode 2, because we don't have a lot of stuff left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, when you look on Disney Plus, when they describe the show, it's like action adventure superhero buddy. Like that word is in the description. Give me the buddies. I want buddy time. I need it.
and they have great chemistry from like the time they were in the car.
Mm-hmm.
In Civil
when they were
War.
making fun of Cap.
Yes.
I love that scene.
So good.
So that was it for our episode 1 review. If you like what you saw, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Tell us what you think. We really want to know what predictions you have, whether it's Mutants, Mephisto, Mayhem, whatever it is.
Triple M.
Triple M. Don't forget to check out our socials right here. And we'll see you next time for episode 2. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.